It's up. It's up and
Welcome
it's
back.
up.
Welcome back.
What's up, y'all?
It's hot. Remember hot takes out here because this is a wild one.
It's a very simple question. I know everyone can see these 9 individuals on the screen, and the question is, who had the hardest goal? The hardest goal to achieve. I'd say, in the spirit of the Olympics, we give a gold, silver, and a bronze. Top 3. Top 3
worst?
Hardest. Yeah.
Hardest,
I don't know.
right.
You can say worst because I think worst and hardest are 2 different categories.
Okay. Yeah.
For different reasons. So we can do both. If I can just throw one thing out there before we begin. Freedom, that's a concept. That shit's kind of crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Like, us in the real world, we still haven't figured this shit out.
I'm about to say,
right?
So,
very subjective. Very subjective.
Idea what that looks like.
That's tough. If I'm gonna eliminate one off rip, restore Nezuko's humanity.
Not that hard.
In the grand scheme of things, really not harder than any of the other stuff up here.
Yeah, mostly because that's not even his that's worded different. All right. So humanity, right, is the mindset. You know what I mean? Like to think like a human. But if you're restoring her to her human self, that I'd say that's a little bit more difficult of a goal. I would say that would be more difficult than Deku. I'm putting Deku at the bottom of the list. He was given hats day one.
Deku is bottom. Okay.
Deku did not he broke your arm a couple times. They insta healed you off camera. Like it didn't seem that I could do that. I'd be down to do that.
I don't know. He never would have been the number 1 hero.
About to say he's not surpassing All Might. Wasn't giving him that work. It was never happening. It's Loki. He had to be right place, right time.
You know, it's crazy. He would have reached where he's at the end of the manga sooner had he not received those powers. So who let's be for real. We would have skipped so much plot.
This nigga said you should have stayed out of the gym. I'm fucking out of the gym. Crying.
Just put the fries in the bag, Deku. Like we know what we're doing here, bro.
We could have saved a lot of people some time if you just would have went straight to the flags.
Time.
That is generational. That's not even hot. I'm not even lying. You low key might be cooking with that. That's not even a hot take.
You know what?
It's just a fast forward button if you ain't eat that hair, bro. It just
not that hot. Yeah, it's not that hot.
It's ironic. He eats a hair. He works in fast food.
Yeah, that's like hand to hand. That's hand to hand right there.
I see the vision. Oh, okay. That's some good writing right there.
He gets his hair in the fries. Some random kid eats a hair fry. It's over. Next to All Might.
All bag. But yeah, that low suit's kind of crazy.
They're gonna have hairness out the ass after that shit.
I'm putting Goku at the second from the bottom for the hardest.
Really?
I think he had a pretty easy go through. His genetics are a hard carry.
That nigga died on it 3 times.
More than 3 times.
But he came back.
Goku died every
got mad friends.
I don't know.
Goku got mad friends, and all his friends know where the Dragon Balls are. He's not worried about death. I'm sorry. I think he had a pretty easy time. He's getting wished back regardless. He's number 1.
Didn't they ban this nigga from getting resurrected?
They had to. He was exploiting that shit.
I'm not gonna lie.
He was throwing game just to get wished back. He's like, I'll get wished back. I'll die right here. Like.
I love the grind. Let me start from 0 again.
I'm not even gonna lie to you, son.
And that gave him the biggest power up.
That he might got the hardest. If I really have to look at it, nigga had to fight gods and shit. Hey, son. Hey, planet got blown up by Majin Buu now. Planet got blown the fuck up now. That
is true.
Yeah, he's fighting. He's literally fighting concepts too. I don't know. He might be up there. He's fighting.
I think he might be 2 or 3. I'm not gonna lie to you.
How do we feel about Naruto?
He might be at the bottom. He might be truly at the bottom. Dog, he could have been the qualification for Hokage was to have drip low key, right? Right?
It took him so long.
It was learn how to put that shit on. We can make
Kakashi was not the strongest nigga in the village. They looked at him and said, he got that shit on, though. We might have
He got that shit on.
We might have to throw rocking that. The high top mask. I don't know. He been killing it.
He got that
high top mask.
He was 10.
He dedication to the fit. We might have to. That's all it was. He was not the strongest nigga in the village. Naruto should have been Hokage right after the pain shit happened. Right after the shit with pain happened, they should have said, "Okay, you are the strongest." Though.
To be fair, he was hella irresponsible. You don't want to put the lives of the Hokage got mad administrative work too. You're gonna put the lives of millions of people at jeopardy. You know, mad niggas with PTSD, by the way, because niggas just died and got brought back to life. Mad niggas,
wild PTSD.
Their PTSD is different. You got to take.
But Naruto has talk no jutsu. That's better than any therapy you could ever come up with, bro.
It wasn't up there yet, though. It was only on a 1-to-1 basis.
He was still building his stats.
He was working on it. He was working on his stamina. You know,
he was maxed out when he spoke to Obito. That's what it was.
Yeah,
dog. He had a full breakfast when he spoke to Obito. So nigga had the continental
English muffin.
All that shit. Look at crazy
up egg.
Bro, my boy was feeling it. His fiber was up that day.
And the milk wasn't
raisins.
The milk wasn't.
No,
yo, that might have been the biggest setback. That was probably the biggest setback for Hokage. Is how
he was running around with the shits all day before that.
Oh, he had to go back home. He had to go back home.
Orange and brown.
QB's like, girl, what the fuck you doing, man?
Nigga had the special pair with the hole cut out. Oh nah, bro.
Kiba hated him. Kiba, his dog Akamaru, hated him for real.
Not the butt flap jammies, bro.
The butt flap, bro. He had one pair. Nigga had one pair.
That's not even the Velcro one. It's the buttons. It's the button. It's on the butt flap for real.
That's why Naruto did not get chose, bro. That nigga came back to the village after 3 years wearing the same fit. They said, hold on.
The same onesie.
Same orange?
Think he's pumping that.
All right.
Everybody else got a new fit but Naruto. Naruto got the same fit on, bro. Everyone got different shit on. Come on, bro.
You know what's crazy? He didn't go to Hero Zone one time and go, bro, can I get a new fit? Like, fuck.
You already knew the answer. That nigga wasn't getting him food. You thought he was getting him clothes?
Nigga was just getting milk and ramen. What kind of pairing is that as a meal? Like, can we?
He said you gonna make do. You gonna make it work.
Milk too.
Nigga said here's a menu. Milk.
He was getting ramen. The milk from the end of the night. You know the stuff they say about the
from the staff.
The whole had
that's the left out milk. Yeah.
A team of people dumpster diving just for Naruto.
From the Ambu staff fridge.
He got the pallet of milk that's left on the truck, man.
Oh man.
I don't know. I think I wouldn't say the bottom, but I definitely say he's like middle of the road.
I would put him below.
But he does get carried quite a few times.
Quite a few times he's been carried. He didn't have that fox now. I'm not saying he couldn't have been the Hokage without the fox. I'm not saying that. I'm not going to separate the two. That's not fair.
I am.
But
because he said the Hokage without the fox. Everything he did is based off Fox Hat. He wouldn't have beat Neji without Fox Hat. He would have never got the Shadow Cloak down without Fox Hats. Rasengan, Fox Hats. Like,
are we saying the same thing about Gaara? As long as we're saying the same thing about Gaara, because
Gaara kept it a buck.
Low key a fraud.
Gaara kept it a buck. It was just like, yo, once he lost what's his name? Shinkaku,
yeah.
Once Shinkaku was gone, he was just like, my bad. He had to get into the lab immediately.
he did start moving different. He started doing shit a little different.
He was a lot more political
immediately.
He was doing a lot more diplomacy after that.
He turned into an ambassador. Yo,
I'm talking this out, please.
He's like, whoa. How about some tea?
Like, no guns. Let's do it.
No guns, please. That's rough, I cannot up it. But I say he's probably around the 5, 6.
I'm putting that nigga at 7. I would put that nigga at I would put him at 7.
I'm curious. Where do y'all want to put Light though? You said 5.
He's probably in the middle.
Light's in the middle for me.
Yeah, I would say he's
because he was getting pursued. Like, it's not like he made it hot for himself immediately. But
stupid. He was just dumb. Light is a stupid man. That's pretty much what it was.
Got cocky, overconfident. You know, it is, to be fair to be fair, you don't
He's a
expect to
teenager.
meet someone that much smarter than you.
True.
Yeah.
L was cooking him.
That was
L
rough.
was different. L didn't even really win, but
W was it or some shit?
yeah, it was.
He's called-
I forgot his
N or
protege's
some
name.
shit. I don't remember.
But-
His
Less
name
people
just like
died once he got involved. I'll say that.
A lot less. I mean, so I think he was very easily subdued. Honestly, he really didn't have to lose the way he did. I don't know why he went about things the way he did. It didn't make sense.
He's a
after while.
teenager.
Because
Nigga
he
was
had,
what,
like, an
15
ego.
or some shit? You stupid.
That is true. Yeah, he was a
you
teenager.
stupid. I saw this video. I think someone said Batman will probably be able to find out who Light was within like a week or so, a few days. And I'm like, probably. Like, I don't
We
think
could
he
find it out in about 4 hours.
Yeah, like it wouldn't be that tough. I don't think. Like he'd find out. He'd find out.
What do we think about Asta?
I'd probably put him around above Naruto. I think he probably had a harder time than Naruto.
Yeah, I put him above Naruto. Heavy. But he also kind of gets carried from time to time. I'm not gonna lie. He's got the captain. He's got Yuno who pops up every once in a while with his crazy magic. His team is low key busted, but
I'm gonna have to take your word.
it's kind of heavy on one side.
Yeah, I think his path is definitely is harder than Naruto's. Just because there's literal demons. That is the Wizard King.
Oh
like a
shit!
demon
What
god.
the fuck? The Wizard King, a demon?
Yeah, or not a demon, an angel, a corrupt angel, a fallen angel. I think that's what
Nigga, Lucifer. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Pretty wild.
it's pretty absurd. Yeah, he's pretty broken.
Respect on it. I stopped reading that shit. Like I told you,
No,
when the house came
yeah,
out.
you're not missing anything.
Okay.
Don't stress. But it is a difficult path. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna say Naruto, Deku. Yeah, restoring Nezuko's humanity. That's those three are the easiest paths. I'm gonna eliminate those three. Bottom three.
Naruto,
I think that's
Deku,
fair.
Okay.
But then like right above that, I'm putting
Light. I put Light.
me personally.
Light.
I'm putting Goku.
Goku above Light?
Oh no, Light. Then Goku. My fault. Yeah. Because honestly, like if you just go about it a bit differently with Light, you could really actually just do it. But
I gotta put Goku. I gotta put Goku above him. Like a fucking Asta didn't get killed for this shit.
Goku. Yeah, that's true. That is a bad. Actually, didn't his heart stop? I don't know. It's hard to keep.
He ain't killed twice for this shit.
Probably.
Nigga warped into space with Cell, said see ya.
That is true. He sacrificed himself like that far too many times. Nigga died of heart disease randomly.
Yeah, that shit is nuts. That's actually
I think every timeline Goku dies.
He's supposed to die. I was reading this thing and it made me realize the Dragon Ball Z universe that we follow is low key like the fake universe, if you really think about it. Because like in every actual universe, Trunks isn't able to interfere with like the timeline. So Goku always dies of the heart disease. So this is like the fake timeline that we're following. We're like, it's just not the real timeline. And yeah, I think in the real timeline, Vegeta never becomes a Super Saiyan. Like that's the real timeline. Like Vegeta never becomes a Super Saiyan. Nigga dies to the androids on some shit. Like
he dies on Namek. Like,
he dies. I mean, he dies. Vegeta
technically, Goku always saves him on Namek.
He gets saved because he gets brought back anyways by the what do you call it? The Namekian Dragon Balls on Earth again. But it's kind of a fake timeline. It's kind of a fake timeline. Like we're following like the altered timeline just because Trunks interfered, which is low key. It's crazy. Really not supposed to be canon, but it is.
It's technically twice, right? Because Goku, that whole Goku Black is another altered timeline too, right?
That's technically the real timeline. That's the real timeline. So Goku Black happened because a nigga interfered with the past and then stole his body and then did some creep shit or whatever the fuck.
Sounds about right.
So it's just niggas is nasty or whatever, but body stealing is just nasty to me. Why you want that nigga's body, bro? Like that shit. That's just you just You watching
Yeah,
the
Captain
nigga's
Ginyu is
body.
gross.
Yeah, bro, you examining him too much. You tripping, bro.
Just relax. What are you doing? Like, please calm down.
You watching this nigga too much, bro. Like you obsessed, man. I don't know.
Okay, so then that leaves us with, I mean, Asta sits outside the top 3 then, right?
Yeah, I put him at 5.
Asta
it's
sits
Luffy
at 5, Goku at
and-
4.
Yeah.
So Luffy, Eiren, and Dr. Stone.
And my boy, yeah.
I would say King of the Pirates probably
For-
3. I don't know what freedom is. I don't know what freedom is. I have no clue truly what it is. I have no idea.
Set
I
them
don't know.
spiraling.
Rebuild civilization does get easier the longer he goes because he's like, unearthing more people and shit. But just having to coordinate that shit is
It's tedious.
a task.
It's tedious. It's a lot of steps involved, but there's a clear path, you know.
You
And it's not like
think in his
rebuild
lifetime he's gonna
civilization,
do it,
like
though?
he might
Like,
die.
you think in his lifetime he's gonna be able to like see some kind of semblance of the civilization? I don't think so. That's the main thing. That's why I think it might be the hardest.
Kind of is in a way.
He's gonna rebuild civilization he's gonna rebuild a new civilization.
Yeah.
So, and no matter what, even if it's not perfect, even if it is like you're starting from like the Stone Age again, he rebuilt civilization technically.
Okay. So would you say that's
that's
2
the
or
thing
1?
I'd say that's the easiest of the hardest 3. I think he's bronze medal.
Okay. I'd also put him there.
So
Because that's the thing. Like, he's trying to rebuild civilization, but not like, to agriculture and like, he's trying to like modern civilization. That's the thing that makes it like crazy difficult. Like, you're trying to bring, like, he said he wants to work up to cell phones in like the first couple episodes. Like,
that's where I'm like, okay, that might be that.
He does say that, but doesn't he also like do things like, I'm going to do things differently so that it's not so much of like destroying the environment? Like, he has a little arc like that. Where it's just like, I'm not going to be as damaging as the past. So he's cutting some corners. So it's not going to be a 1-to-1 replication.
That is true.
Okay.
Luffy, King of the Pirates versus Eiren's Freedom.
Freedom got to be 1. I don't quite know what I don't quite know what freedom is.
Even like his definition, I'm not sure what he was looking for. And honestly, I don't think he wanted it that bad.
I'm about to say I don't think he did. I don't know if this nigga really had his heart in the game, bro. He was obsessed with pussy though.
At all.
That's really what it was. This whole shit was about pussy. His shit should be pussy, really. His shit should be he should be at the bottom. This nigga should be at the bottom.
Just straight out freedom.
Straight up, bro. This nigga he's stupid. He's dumb. Yeah. Fuck.
It's a harder. Crazy. Did he have a harder path than Luffy though? That's where
once he got the Titan transformation, it was like
it's really, pretty much wraps. Yeah, like once you figure out who I am in this whole Titan thing. I mean,
Luffy had the Gumu fruit forever, and he was still getting smoked with it. You know what I mean? He had to learn how to use it. He still had to fight people stronger than him constantly. Currently,
he just recently got folded. Like he still has to figure it out.
Smoked his first few fights because he tried people who Ben had their Titan transformation, but then once he figured out where his Titan was, it was really raps. Like it was nobody was really doing nothing about him.
But y'all consider just the physical aspect of this, or do you consider? Because I think his shit to be able to do the nut shit that he did and execute all the plans and stuff that he did, I think it takes a certain level, or at least a certain mental toll, I would say, to be able to get over. It's not like he was always this person. I can see if he was always like the type of person where he was like genocidal or like, you know what I'm saying? This nigga is willing to commit murder or whatever it is.
Technically, once he like went back in time and shit, he's kind of always been.
That's what I'm saying. Like
he's kind of always been genocidal at that point. He went back in time and spoke to himself. Like he planted the seeds.
But that's kind of like a subtle. So with his story, right? This is my question for you. I don't even know if I would make this a part of this, but do you think that that's really him making them choices, or is that like the subtle choices Like, do you consider subtle choices that someone I guess like gives to you over time a part of what you would naturally make, or do you? That's kind of interference to me. Like that's kind of like this nigga ran interference on himself. Like this nigga like he fucked with his own head type. He gaslit himself. Like that's I don't even like that's I don't know.
That is.
And then how much of his thoughts were influenced by Ymir? You know what I mean?
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
that's
Like, how
another
much of
thing.
it is really?
So he doesn't have his own original thought. So that's not even his true dream.
I
Is there
wouldn't say
agency?
his own original thought. I think their thoughts kind of met in the middle. You know what I mean? Like they had a similar goal, and at times certain people were taking the reins, but they were both trying to attain the same goal. Like it's because I still think Eiren wanted to kill everybody. Like I think once he got to
No,
after
yeah.
he got to a
I
certain
think that
point,
was definitely from his heart.
he wanted to kill everybody. Like I think that was his idea most like efficiently. I just think he wasn't trying to hurt like his friends and shit, like Eldians,
And
whatever
then
the
Ymir
case may
made him
be.
say, "Nah,
Like
wipe it. Just press the button."
Yeah, that nigga's kind of a demon.
it's convoluted.
He I don't know.
I think that makes. Wait, is Attack on Titan a bad ending then? Do we officially classify it as a bad ending?
I don't like it.
I don't care for it. The whole bird reincarnation shit. I don't care for it, but I don't know if I would say if it's bad. I think I've seen.
Definitely seen worse endings.
I think I want.
Demon Slayer still exists.
Demon Slayer ending isn't even terrible. It's just generic to me. It's just like it's
Demon Slayer.
I almost forget about it. You think it's that bad? You think it's like top 5 worst endings, or
I think I don't think it's top. Well, actually, yeah, I would say it's 5. If it's top 5 worst endings, it is 5. It's the border. It's because it purposely goes against all of the buildup of the entire series for no real reason, to be honest. Like he kind of just said, "All right, let's wrap this shit up," and just sped through. And there was so many other plot points. There was so many other ways he could have took it. But I guess you wanted to end the series how you want to end the series. But I think objectively it was bad because you didn't cash in on any payoffs. There was no payoff. It was kind of like, all right, Nezuko's human. Tanjiro's not.
But everyone loses.
Like everyone lost. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not great.
Maybe I gotta reread that ending because I felt like I definitely felt like he rushed it. It was like 205 or 203 or some shit like that chapters. It wasn't very long. Maybe I should go back and check it out. I just thought it was generic. I just thought it was kind of like, okay, like yeah, everything. And then Tanjiro doesn't even like. There's no consequence really for like his ending. Like it's not like it's bad. Like he's
they all kind of get a happy ending. And
that's what I'm saying. It just kind of felt like okay. Like I don't know.
Not the worst. I think that's still reserved for My Hero.
My Hero was up there. I think it might be for a
I still
main
don't even fully
series.
understand like what the ending like was. Like
he lost his powers. He lost all for one.
And then he's like back at the school as a teacher.
He's a teacher for like 8 years, and the whole time his friends are like funding money for a suit so he could become a hero again, and that's it. But he never like. When was he the greatest hero? Like he was supposed to surpass All Might. Like they never.
He never was.
It never.
And I know the insinuation at the end and that big photo they take is that he will be with this suit.
Fuck that.
He's not. He's not.
I'm not hearing that. If they had a suit, if they could make a suit that good, I know it took 8 years. I'm not saying that they should just mass produce these suits, right? But if they could make a suit that good, why wouldn't they make one for the actual fucking All Might? Like, why wouldn't they make one for the actual fucking All Might? Like,
maybe the technology didn't exist at the
time. If it was like 20 years,
7 years of flipping burgers, huh?
That's they
I don't. Like imagine saving the world, and that's the payoff.
That's your reward. You get an Iron Man suit at the end. If I never had no powers, Iron Man suit me. You know what I'm saying? If I saved the world, just me doing whatever the fuck I was doing, hit me with the Iron Man suit. You know what I'm saying? But like I was
at that point.
I was wilding out. I had like what? How many power sets did he have? He was supposed
Like
to have
9. He had like
I had
10
all
powers.
these abilities and shit like that, and now I'm just like I'm shooting blast, man. Fuck that, man. Come on.
And I think it's weird too. Like he never got to 100%. We've never seen 100% Deku. We've never seen, I think, above what 50.
I don't even want to quote it, but I know we
Not
never
even
did.
in his fight, in his last fight with the.
No, I don't think he
Wow.
went. I don't know if when he broke
Actually, did he
40.
do like 150%? Because he could like do that shit where he charges up and then he those like he could store energy and then launch it all at once.
He did an 150% charge, I guess.
Let me see. Let me pull this up because I do not feel like he.
But he doesn't do like full cowling. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Which I would assume would have been perfect mastery of his ability, but that's what we get. We got
I don't think he goes higher than a certain point without breaking something because he's still
Fred.
Still weak body. 130 of all for one for all.
He can use 130.
That's what they're saying.
Full cowling.
That's what they're saying. Let me see.
We tap it because this must be one I missed.
So you can use up to incomplete 100%.
I'm saying I don't see how they could even wrap up the enemy without doing that at least once. That's atrocious.
Yeah, he had 100%.
Oh, in the final fight, yeah, but okay. I mean,
and then lost his powers after that. That's the payoff. Hit 100%.
I mean, went 100%, and then it's just like, all right, never do that again.
I don't love it.
Bleach is up there too with bad endings. Keeping it above.
Even well, I guess 1,000-Year Blood War isn't really over yet.
The original 1,000-Year Blood War, the manga one.
That's not a great ending.
Bottom 5. It might be top 2 and not 2.
Damn.
But I was saying that they change up, they change up things for the anime adaptation. They might,
They're fixing it
trying
now.
to go in a different direction.
They're fixing it now because I think there's a lot of bankais that they've never showed.
Thank you. Like with the loose ends, wrap it up. Like that's what I'm scared of. What Oda's about to do. Like,
nah, he's not.
If he ends the manga and we never see Mihawk fight, this is the worst manga of all time. You've ruined it.
He's not doing that. He's not doing that.
Bottom 5 manga of all time. I can't say he's serious.
Who's the people in One Piece we have to see fight?
Mihawk, Shanks.
Shanks is fighting next. I don't know if y'all saw that little blurb. He said we're gonna see 2 characters we've always wanted to see fight. If it's not Shanks and Blackbeard, I don't know who it is. If it's not Shanks and Blackbeard right now,
I think Oda is very specific with details, and I didn't see a handguard on that sword. I'm not gonna hold
No,
you.
I don't think that's Shanks on the island.
Oh,
okay.
I think somewhere else Shanks and Blackbeard are gonna fight. I think
or
if Shanks is there, I think Blackbeard's gonna pull up. I think so.
That'd be awkward.
Doesn't want that. Blackbeard does not want that. I'm sorry. That's
you said Blackbeard don't want that.
Blackbeard. I think
Luffy and Shanks at the same time.
You don't listen, man.
Now here's the question.
Blackbeard's strong, but
is Luffy automatically taking Shanks' side?
I don't know.
Why not?
Why
that's a pirate battle. That's a pirate battle.
If it's a battle for that last poneglyph, what's Luffy saying?
Battle.
Between Shanks and Luffy, the first one to attack each other is a dickhead. That's all I'm gonna say about it. Pirate rules, I don't give a fuck. If you turn your back on Blackbeard for a second, he's gonna stab you, he's gonna shoot you, bro. He a hoe. You can't just turn your back on a hoe like that. Anybody who does that, your brain isn't even working, bro. I think it'll be
Shanks because Shanks is already known as the killer of Future Sight. I think he's gonna be overconfident in that ability. And then I think Blackbeard is ultimately a black hole in all foresight. I think that's his thing, right? He is the thing you cannot plan for. You can't game plan for. You can't strategize for. Him and Luffy, they are the embodiments of chaos. 2 halves of the same coin. Luffy's positive chaos. Blackbeard is like evil chaos. But they're both chaotic no matter what.
Right.
you can't account for that. You can't foresee it. You can't.
But you know Luffy's gonna pop on Blackbeard because he's also
Does
part
he?
of the reason Ace is dead.
Does Shanks know that?
It's on site with. I feel like with Luffy, it's on site with Blackbeard. Ace is
You think
dead.
so?
Whitebeard's dead. I wouldn't have respect for Luffy if it wasn't. I'll say that. That's how
I don't think it's on site.
Don't-
I think they fight, but I don't think it's on
Do you
site.
think
You're getting hit
Luffy
with a red hook
credits
the
Ace's
second I
death to
see you.
Blackbeard or Kainen?
I think he credits it to. I honestly, I think he credits it to Ace.
Both.
If I'm being real with you, I think he.
I think both. I don't think Luffy's
You
that
blame
smart.
Ace for Ace's death, bro.
I
Like,
think he credits.
mean-
I think probably a
Yeah, I
kind of
mean,
more than
yeah.
anybody, if anything. But I think he credits Ace for Ace's death. Ace didn't have to die. Ace didn't have to die. He didn't have to die. Like that's just the truth of the matter. He didn't have to die in that scenario.
he didn't
Like,
have to go back and fight.
He didn't have to go back and fight. They came to rescue Ace, so he feels like he failed Ace. That's how I think Luffy looks at it. Like in general, he failed Ace. He couldn't rescue Ace. That's just the Marines. Their job is to kill pirates. It's to defeat pirates. Like that's just what it's gonna be. So that's what was gonna happen if Ace got caught anyway. So they failed to save him. I don't think he holds a grudge on it. I don't think he fucks with Blackbeard, but I don't think he holds like a grudge. I think he knows that was a pirate play. We pirates. It is what it is. I don't fuck with you, but
Yeah, I feel the same way. I think he realizes that I don't like how you operate, but they already met. They already crossed paths. They already know that they're the opposite of each other. So I don't think Luffy's pushing it past anything more than just it is what it is. When I catch you outside, we're gonna see what's up.
Type shit.
But then, all right. So what about with Shanks? You don't think Shanks is gonna be on Blackbeard on site?
I think
I don't know.
It
It depends
depends.
on the circumstances. I don't know if
If Shanks knows what he's capable of, he's very much gonna go after him first. I mean, like we saw with Kid, like once he sees like that you're on that timing,
I would say
He's
what's
not going
Blackbeard's
back.
motive though? Like if Blackbeard pulls up with
Yeah.
violence, then Shanks
If-
probably would start with shit. Like if he foresees that Blackbeard's about to do some violent shit, then I'm about to start with you. But if
Yeah.
not, then he probably just I don't think Shanks is like Luffy. Like they all kind of like in that same, I would say, vein of pirate where they're not gonna start a confrontation unless there's like a direct reason to do that. Like if
Yeah.
you did some shit like directly in that moment, then yeah. If he start flexing, like if what do you call Blackbeard start flexing that he just fucked up law and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Maybe Luffy might feel inclined to he might feel a way about that. I don't know. That's kind of his dog.
I
Like,
think Zoro stops him. I think Zoro stops him and be like,
Like,
hey,
chill
he's
out.
not one of us. Yeah.
you a Yonko, like relax. It's not that serious type shit.
Kid
Because
saw
I
the
think
war
they
right
hinted
here.
at. I think they hinted at all of this. I think they hinted at like Luffy not being able to let go of the fact that he failed the mission. Because I think this is only Egghead is the second time he failed.
Yeah, he failed.
Yeah.
So I think they hinted on that. I think they hinted at Zoro being the one to be like, "You're a Yonko," like you know what I mean. Like, got to get up past that. We got to move past that.
Yeah,
Especially considering the circumstances that we just went through.
Right.
that was
You should be
You're-
singing "Never Would Have Made It,"
Yeah.
and you over here worrying about the wrong thing.
yeah. That
Right.
was
He's
a
a prick.
nuts shit.
Sounds like this.
We got to talk actually because this is we got to
Right.
I mean, let's get into it. I
Yeah.
mean,
Meeting.
how did y'all feel about this chapter? You know,
I thought it was good.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
fairly-
it makes sense that Lilith is the one that made it out of all this, I guess, for the most part.
yeah.
That's the host body you stuck with. I don't know, like I don't really know what they're hinting at with Elbaf. If I'm being honest, I don't really know what's gonna go on once they get there. We're just gonna get a lot of exposition, right?
I
we
think
get a
something's gonna
lot of
happen.
lore.
I think something happening.
I think.
Yeah, you think it's gonna be a back-to-back events?
I think it's gonna be the start of an arc. I think this is gonna be the start of like a new arc. And the only reason why is Elbaf has been built up from like what chapter 62 when they met Dory and Broggy or some shit like that. Like this has been built up for like thousands of chapters at this point.
I think only Wano's been built up more than Elbaf, right?
Yeah, Wano. They was talking about Wano for quite some time too, and this is we're finally going there, right? So at this point, I think there's gonna be some Yonko shit that goes down because at this point, I think we have to see some interference between everyone's chasing the One Piece now. We got it. I don't know how many chapters ago that was when all the other people who are chasing the One Piece seriously, they said, we about to go and get it. Like, this is it. Like, we're making our play. I think either a fight with Shanks is definitely going to happen, or maybe some kind of union with the Giants. I do think that the Giants are going to be very big for the final chapter. There's going to be some kind of lore with like the Giants coming together, different giant tribes, why they separated and shit like that. I think we're going to figure out some of that this chapter.
I got a theory. I got a theory to piggyback off of your giant point right there. I think it's going to be all lore. I think Elbaf is all. I think we're going to get a long flashback. I think we find out a lot about the Void Century, Elbaf. We meet Loki. I think we see that whole nine. Yeah. But I think we find out most importantly about like the Davy back fight. And maybe the giant tribes coming together under one Yonko being significant for some other, lore specific reason.
I agree.
I think this is going to be the start of like the uniting of like whatever's left of the ancient races or like the oppressed races. I think this is going to be the start of that as well.
They get the giants
because they all follow Nika.
That's true. That's true.
They all follow Nika. Once they find out Nika's a thing,
the fishmen are going to follow Shirahoshi. The Minx is already riding with Zunisha, and Zunisha's following Momo, and Momo's already riding with Luffy. So you already got that kind of extension there.
The dynamic.
I seen a theory. I kind of rock with it that Luffy's the one to rescue Puddin. I think
she's with Blackbeard right now. So yeah,
I think there's a conflict there at Pirate Island at Hachinosu. And I think Luffy walks away with whatever the crown jewel is and Pudding.
But what does he lose?
Nothing. I think they pull up.
Yeah.
I think they pull up.
But I think it's a situation where Blackbeard isn't there. So I think Blackbeard is out dealing with Shanks.
Yes.
Luffy is at Hachinosu. And then that's when Blackbeard pulls up. And then it's kind of like a reverse Roger Rock situation. Because I still feel like Roger and Rocks is still Luffy and Blackbeard. I think they're the same, opposite halves of the same coin. And I think it's just going to come reverse because for whatever reason, Rocks lost and that allowed Roger to succeed, but Roger was too early. I think that signified something. So now Luffy is going to go. He might lose the jewel. Whatever this jewel is, I think he might lose it. It might put him a step behind getting the One Piece. He might be like the second or the third person there to it. But I do think it's going to be like a reverse Roger Rock situation.
Okay.
And that ultimately leads to the final confrontation between Luffy, Eam, and Blackbeard.
Man, I think Eam's still twerking right now.
He's got to figure it out.
Any respect to Kizaru? Any respect? He based up.
Yo.
He's a pussy boy. Nah.
Based up this time.
Fuck that
You're not gonna
even
after you killed the nigga. After you killed the nigga. You still killed the nigga though. Like listen.
Like I still killed the nigga. Like
he's
cut me some slack.
Right.
My best friend.
I don't fuck with Kizaru. I still think he's a hoe ass nigga.
I'm crying.
Nigga. Like you a hoe ass nigga. Listen, you could leave the military, nigga. You know that, right? You could leave the military. You know that? You don't have to do that shit. You don't have to.
I think Kizaru is at a point where he's so deep in that if he leaves, he would be like killed instantly. And I think he knows he's not strong enough that he needs to be under an umbrella that can protect him. Like Aokiji,
like
Blackbeard. Yeah, he needs to be under Yonko to. Hey, maybe he joins Dragon. Maybe that's his redemption arc. Maybe he leaves. He joins Dragon.
The Revolutionary Army changes drastic.
Yeah, that's Kevin Durant to the Warriors right
there. That's nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like there's still a chance. I feel like him bucking up like that. I don't think it was just for show. I don't think it was just a show that he's having a hard time with the fact that he killed Vegapunk. I think there's still more to it. He might switch sides.
That's a bitch to me still. I don't know.
Even if he switches sides?
If he switches sides, I guess, but I just don't fuck with like his logic. Like you do all the shit, you do the worst shit, right? You do all the shit that you didn't want to do, then to go and switch sides. Like I can see if you flip before that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I just
To be
his
fair,
character is he's a
to
bitch.
be fair, Kuzan did the same thing. So are we holding Kuzan to the same standard?
I feel like Kuzan knew at some point the military. Not really, because Kuzan let Robin go. That's probably the biggest show of like his morality. Kuzan letting Robin
That's
go
true.
shows me the difference in him and Kizaru. Kizaru in that mentality would have killed Robin.
Technically, Kizaru does the same thing. Like he could have really killed Luffy and Law them, but he really didn't pursue. You know what I mean? Like, it's like I'm not really gonna really.
So you don't think really? I think really genuinely stopped him. I think he genuinely.
No, not even at Saburi, but I think at Saburi too. I think at Saburi he could have killed him.
I think he could have killed him.
He could have killed him long before.
If he was
Rayleigh
doing the
showed
shit he did at Egghead, yeah.
I think he was letting the pacifistas kind of cooked him, kind of, you know, showed him what's
unnecessarily. He could have killed him. He could have if he truly wanted to. And I think at Marineford when they was escaping, and Ben Beckman was there, and he giggled before letting off 15 rounds.
I don't know. I think
you know
I think
he
also. I think also dealing with Ben Beckman would have been too.
I don't think he was worried. He wasn't worried. Ben Beckman pulled the pistol and he let off 45 shots and was just like, all right,
I'm just saying he knows that if the bullet hits,
okay.
He knows if the bullet hits, it's over.
Ben Beckman knows what happens with his foot hits him
bullets.
at the speed of light too. So
I think Ben Beckman's a problem. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think Ben Beckman is
I think he's a bigger problem than Shanks.
You think he's a bigger problem than Shanks?
Yo,
bigger problem than Shanks.
This is all right. Let me clarify because it's gonna sound like pure hate. Because this isn't even pure hate.
It is.
As a Shanks hater, I gotta say this isn't pure Shanks hate. All right. I think the difference between Ben Beckman and Shanks is the similar difference between Luffy and Zoro, just maybe a little different. I don't think Ben Beckman has any qualms about. I think he's ready to kill you. I'm gonna kill you. I'm not gonna give you a second chance. I'm gonna pull the trigger and I'm just gonna call it that. Yeah, I think that's the difference between him and Shanks. I think Shanks is a little bit more friendly. You know,
just a kind-hearted individual.
You know, he's kind-hearted because his daddy told him to smile when he's on the seas, to be peaceful. So I think he's kind-hearted. I think he's a little bit more friendly and free-spirited. So I think because of that, he lets a lot more shit slide than Ben Beckman would.
I agree, but I still think he's stronger than Ben Beckman. I think he's noticeably stronger than Ben Beckman. I think there's a noticeable gap.
I think there's
a
difference in who you want
to. Wait. With one arm, you think there's still a noticeable gap?
Yeah.
Right now? What?
Yeah.
So Ben Beckman, he's a burger then. So what are we talking about?
I think he's a Yonko. Like that's what we're talking about. Like it's not no Yonko subordinate, or it doesn't matter if you're the first mate. I think there's a noticeable gap between you and your commander. That's just what it's gonna be. The commander is just gonna be the top dog. He's stronger. He's stronger.
Fair. He's the strongest one.
I think the weakness of Shanks has nothing to do with like him missing an arm. I just don't think he's like. I think there's another level to strength that most of the people in the world haven't reached. Like that Joy Boy level, I think is nobody's reached that. Nobody yet.
We know Shanks isn't at that Joy Boy level of hockey.
Nobody has that. Nobody got that.
I'm not even saying that, and I'm a Shanks fan. Like I'm not. Yeah. I'm definitely not saying that.
Because there were some people online that were saying that, so I just want to make sure we all know.
I don't know how you misinterpret that shit. They said not even Shanks isn't even close to that. They said this shit is way stronger than Shanks. That's what they said. That's pretty much what the Giants
and to be fair, it is wild. It knocked out hella Vice Admiral. It knocked out
shit took
everyone.
Out. That shit took niggas out. It sent the fucking Gorosei back to fucking Mary's Wall.
What happened to Saturn?
Twerking.
Where is Saturn?
He was still there because he was the only one that was actually physically there. But he was on his back type shit.
So nobody gonna pick up Saturn? So Saturn just unconscious somewhere.
You gotta find his way.
Last nigga that tried to associate with that man got his head blown off, bro. I'm not touching nothing about that man.
Fuck that nigga, man.
Yeah, he might just embrace you for seeing him laying on his back. That is kind of crazy.
The last panel we saw of him, he was standing over his stupid cane, looking out over the ocean like shit. Like he was tight. That's the last time we saw him. But that
I
shit,
lost everything.
that was a
Not coming
wild
home.
hockey attack.
They all had the chance to come home. He chose not to.
He
Chose
can't.
to
He
land at a
stayed on
different
the island.
island.
He's still on Egghead.
He said, "Oof."
He said, "Nah, let me figure this out before I go back."
He's like, where's one of them food vending machines, bro? I need to eat. Like, this
Egghead right there.
is a rough week.
Is
about
there
to
a
cook
deli
his
nearby? Please,
What's something, bro? I need a salami and cheese.
He's
please.
getting cooked.
Lost
Yeah.
everything.
Any predictions for next week? Next week's chapter?
They drop.
Not next week's chapter, but in the future, I do see Elbaf getting taken off the map.
Ooh.
Really? Beam?
I think, yeah.
It's not
I think when
affiliated.
they're on Egghead, they figure out how to use the rest of the fucking Mother Flame. And they're just like, Elbaf has been unapproachable for quite some time. It's just dust that, you feel me? But there's too many Nika followers over there. We can't have that around.
That would be crazy. They try to
And it's the only place that ancient history could be studied. If you're gonna look into the Void Century, like
I think
got
Saul's
info on
there.
it.
I think they run into Saul. I think that's probably what's going to be. Maybe not in the next chapter, but probably in the next few chapters. They run into Saul.
It's gonna be really tight if it turns out Saul's a bit marked by flames.
I will be. Yes.
I don't think he is. I don't think he is.
Because I have two predictions. One, either like it's Saul, or two, the nigga doesn't even exist.
I feel like he's definitely a person. I just wonder who it might. Maybe it's like a king. Like maybe it's a king of a kingdom.
Yeah, but if he's so like unapproachable, creating like whirlpools around the ship and everything, how do we even know that he knows anything? Like, how do we even? You know, like, how did word get out?
Because who mentioned him the first time? Was it Kid?
Yeah.
Kid was the first guy who mentioned him.
And then Blackbeard and Kuzama talking about it.
Right. Confirmed it too.
I feel like either he's somebody in Roger's crew that, I don't know, maybe somehow got hurt or something. Maybe he's been on the run or some shit like that. Or maybe it's just somebody that survived potentially a government attack. He's on the run for some reason. Like he knows something. And
I think it's somebody who escaped from the Red Line. I think it's somebody who escaped Eames' cleansing, the last great cleansing.
Yeah.
And has always been on the run. He intentionally goes to stormy areas because he knows that he can't be found there.
Could have a dope.
You think it's a fishman?
I don't know if it's a fishman. Maybe a hybrid.
Fishmen create whirlpools.
They do.
I'm just saying.
But are people seeing him make the whirlpools, or are whirlpools just appearing when they get near him? Like
they're just appearing when they get near.
I think he might have a
Maybe he's not even on the boat.
Maybe it's an illusion, Devil Fruit. Maybe.
Yeah, I think he might have a devil fruit. Maybe he can
island
control the storms or some shit like that. I don't know. I feel like that's Dragon's devil fruit. That's what I assume Dragon's devil fruit to be, is to control the weather or some shit like that. Or control the winds or some shit. But maybe this dude could control, I don't know, manipulate some shit like that. Manipulate water. If you can manipulate water, that's crazy. That's a devil fruit power.
You are the strongest.
That's insane.
That's what kind of makes me feel like what Eam is. Like if he is a sea devil.
I feel like Eam's devil fruit is like, he probably has broken abilities. I don't think it's just like one standard ability. I think he can do a lot of.
He might have two devil fruits or three. He might be.
He might have the reason.
Immortal and has one of each type, like a mythical zone, a wild broken paramecia.
That would be nuts.
Insane Logia, like.
So I had thought about this. What if the only reason why people died before eating two devil fruits is because like their body wasn't strong enough to like contain it? Like, what if they just didn't have enough? What if it's hockey? What if it's like control of hockey? You have to have a certain mastery of it in order to, I guess, like hold two devil fruits in you. Like it's something to that degree. Because if Eam has it too, I don't want to believe that it's just like people are special. I do think that they did say Blackbeard is kind of special.
I think a lot of conditions need to be met. like a
for it
lot,
to be that.
like
Yeah.
your genetics, your hockey control, what devil fruit you have first, what devil fruit you're eating second. Like I think a lot of conditions have to be met for 2 devil fruits to be eaten at the same time. That's either that or it's a lie that eating 2 devil fruits kills you.
I feel like it's kind of true because I feel like they probably forced some nigga to eat 2 at some point and he died. That's the only reason
just
why I can
blew up.
think. That's the only, or it's a lie, like you said, like it's a big ass government lie, and they're like,
Just so
nobody.
That's
people don't
kind of
get too
crazy.
strong,
That
you know
means
what I
that
mean?
no one in the past 900 years has tried to eat 2 devil fruit.
Maybe
like
they have,
didn't
no
try
one
it.
knew about it. Because the world is still massive. Like information like that isn't really going to get around too crazy. If
Even
someone
such,
else did it and
2
Blackbeard knew
niggas.
about it, it might have been a couple people from over 900 years, like in that 900 year span, who tried it and just weren't strong. Like couldn't utilize both the devil fruits that they had. Like they just had 2 burger devil fruits maybe, or they had one good, one bad, or one was just a detriment. You know what I mean? So like there's probably just so many devil fruit that actually can work with each other or work in tandem, or a certain devil fruit that doesn't really count as one. So when you eat the other one, it's like an official, like it's a whole deal. But I strongly believe it's cap. I'm not gonna lie. It's not
I've
the
been
first
leaning
time the
towards
government's
cap.
lied.
I lean towards the cap. They lie. These niggas be
They do
capping
lie
all the
a
They
lot.
time.
they
Bro.
be lying. And then what great lie would it be to keep people from eating mad devil fruits and getting wild, like strong to the point where you can't contain them anymore? Like, you know what I mean? So like, hey, you eat another one of those, you're gonna die. Like, and
I mean, do you think? I
because you
mean, I've
can't
heard this.
stop them from eating one. You know what I mean? There's always
Yeah,
gonna
if
be
someone
someone
eats
out
one,
there that's
it's
gonna
it's
eat
just
one.
gonna be what it is. Yeah,
Like if you said eating devil fruits would kill you, people would still go out and eat one just to see
yeah.
if it's fucking true. But if you said eating 2 devil fruits would kill you, you'd be like, you know what? Maybe that does sound kind of legit. Like if I
It
eat a
kind of
second
checks
devil
out.
fruit
Yeah.
and get more power, like it's gonna probably blow me up. But
That's true.
you
I
can't
wonder.
stop the human temptation to eat one.
Yeah,
Keep
because I wonder because I seen someone say that Blackbeard like nullified the effect of Whitebeard's devil fruit, or of because I think he ate Whitebeard's skin. Like I think that's what he did. Like Whitebeard was dying, he threw the sheet over him so nobody would see what he was doing. He like peeled off
I'm crying.
a layer of skin and ate him. Like just like how Big Mom got her devil fruit by eating that old lady, Mother Karma. I think he hit it, cut off a piece of this nigga's, maybe cut off his finger or some shit, ate that shit.
Keeping it in. That's crazy.
Yeah, and they got his
That is
devil fruit.
nuts.
I'm pretty certain that's what happened. I'm like, I'll
So
actually.
that's what it is. You can't eat the devil fruit. You can't eat the 2 devil fruits directly. It has to be
Maybe
via
you have to.
the last person who had it. Just
Maybe, maybe. Because
that's
it's not like
crazy.
he ate the actual fruit, and I think people obviously have
Right.
been debating that the whole time. But I think that's why he showed us how Big Mom got her devil fruit. You can eat somebody and then
Get their
gain the
devil
devil
fruit.
fruit. Yeah, that's like they're the fruit now.
But then
type
that's
shit.
weird then, because then how does the fruit reincarnation work then? Or unless it just because it was
I think the
consumed by
person
somebody
is the
that
fruit.
consumed. Oh, they become the fruit.
That's what I think it is. I think like when you
Okay.
eat the devil fruit, like because it's not like the fruit appears anywhere else, so it's kind of like you just became the fruit while you ate it. If that makes sense, like it's kind of like because the fruit can't exist at the same time somewhere else. Once you eat the fruit, now the fruit is with you. Like you're the fruit type shit. So essentially, if someone were to eat a part of you or eat you, like especially while you were dying, like you're on the cusp of dying, they eat you, like now they gained your power type shit. And Big Mom straight up ate that lady. Like she just swallowed her. Like that was it. That was it. Like,
Crazy word.
and got her powers.
And
Everything.
several kids.
And several people. She ate several. She ate giant children too. There were some giant children
Yes.
there, and she ate
There
them.
were
Then
giant children.
another one of them had a devil fruit though. No,
I think one of them had. It was a few just random kids, fishermen kids. One was like a long arm
oh, they
tribe
was just
kid,
yeah. They was just
Yeah,
different
they
species. That's what it was. No devil.
and
Just
she,
different
and
species.
she
Okay.
just fucking ate them all, and then got the devil
you know
fruit
what's
ability.
crazy? Like, well, nah, never mind then. Because I was gonna say like maybe her skin was like a sort of like a
An amalgamation of all of their skins. That'd be nuts.
yeah. That would be
That
nuts.
shit
She
is-
had it
that
since she
shit-
was a kid.
Oh,
She's
nah.
been shoulder throwing giants since she was a baby. So I think she's
Fucking
kind of
She's got to be part giant, right? I mean, at this, she's got to be.
I think she's a freak,
Gotta be.
man. I think she's a. I think
She's
they're
kind
just
of built
freaks.
like a buccaneer, if I'm being honest.
But her parents were regular. Her parents were they
Wide body, big head, big back.
They left her ass. They said, "Yo, we can't feed you, son. You're fucking
Badly built.
fucking monster."
Crazy. I mean, she's going around eating people. So yeah, I mean, how do you raise that?
That was the choice. That was the right. They made the right fucking choice.
They made the right call
for a life saving. Hell yeah, man. I
can't do
that. Makes me question because I've seen like a lot of those posts now. You know that compare like who people thought was like the old generation of like the people going for the One Piece.
Yeah.
So instead of like Buggy, it had Big Mom. Kaido was there instead of Luffy. You know, like those old ones. If you could replace some people in those pictures, who would you replace? Like, who do you think would make the most interesting matchups? Just resurrecting into the mix now.
A younger,
a
younger version of them, right?
Because I think you drop a young Big Mom now. You know, she still got the hunger and the desire and the cunning.
Yeah, she's probably a problem. I think she was probably much stronger before she was like 70-something years old.
Right.
I would wager she was stronger. Yeah.
I don't think she'd be too much of an issue for.
You think so? Not for Luffy. I don't think I would debate for Luffy.
For like
but
Blackbeard?
With her crew, if she has her crew intact, actually no, because the numbers would be smaller if she was younger.
She wouldn't have as many kids,
yeah.
But she wouldn't be as stagnant, so she'd be outside more. And the crew she's with is outside more.
I think she'd just be pulling up robbing people, honestly. I think she would probably pull up and try to take out crews like Kid's crew, take out crews like Law's crew, take out crews in that in-between stage.
I think I think a couple supernovas become her.
Yeah, I think because she's just strong enough on her own to probably, if you don't have a solid crew where you could go and ask this dude to go and get a bucket, like it's not gonna.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen. No, no bench.
You gotta have a bench.
Yeah, like
you're getting folded.
If it's just you, it's not looking good. Like you saw what happened to
starting at 5. Yeah, nah.
Technically, Kaido didn't have a bench though. Technically,
I think Kaido had a solid. He had a solid starting 5.
The Beast Pirates was definitely the Knicks. They had
the Knicks.
They were the Knicks. It was Kaido with Brunson. Once he goes out, everything falls apart. Literally, once he's down, everything falls apart.
I feel like he had the most bench. Honestly, it's just they got packed up. But you got the Toby Ropo.
Shanks is the Boston Celtics.
Shanks is the Boston,
but Shanks doesn't have a bench.
So who's Jason Tatum?
I told you Shanks is Jason Tatum. Shanks is the superstar that
he has no bench. Like his bench is the elderly. Like I'm fully admitting that. But his starting lineup is crazy. His starting 10 go hard. I don't know what to tell you. But after that, once you get past the 10th man,
but that's what I'm saying. He can go 10 deep. Everybody else got 7-man rosters. It's a 15-person sport.
We need to see his crew stack up though, because I feel like they're strong, but I need to see how they stack up.
Like, well, they said it's the most well-balanced crew. So
but does that be well-balanced like Luffy's crew? Because Luffy's crew is arguably very well-balanced right now.
I wouldn't argue that they're well-balanced. I think they're top-heavy. Luffy's crew is very top-heavy.
Let's go down the list. We got Luffy.
It's still like top 6 that are the heaviest.
It's about to say we got 6 niggas right there. We could say you could definitely go get a bucket.
Does Luffy count?
Okay, so take Luffy out of the picture then. We take him out still. It's Zoro, Jinbei, Sanji, Robin, Frankie. I feel like I could ask. I feel like
anyone else.
You could ask some people to go and get a bucket. You could ask Brooke to get a bucket. You could ask Brooke to go get a bucket. I'm not gonna hold you.
I won't deny Brooke was clutch against Big Mom. The clutchness he had against Big Mom was immediately stained by he was damn near a burger in Onigashima.
They didn't
During
give him
a raid, he was
time.
a burger.
They didn't give him no screen time. They didn't have enough. I feel like they should have threw him a Toby Ropo. But some people needed to fight. Some people needed to fight more than him. Robin needed to fight more than him.
For sure.
Robin needed to fight more than him.
Robin needed to fight more than him. Usopp needed to fight too. Usopp didn't get a fight. You know what I'm saying? Usopp for sure needed a fight. Frankie finally got a fight after a little bit. Yeah, like there was some people that kind of needed to fight.
Frankie's low key on a run. if we keep it in the buck, he's been on a run since he's joined the crew.
He needs it though.
Frankie, since
needs
he's joined in Water 7, he's been on a run. Sabri, he put in a little bit of work, got mixed up a little bit, but all of them got mixed up. Literally everyone on screen got mixed up. Not his fault.
Yeah.
Way above his head, right? They come back, Fisherman Island puts in work. Come back, Dress Rosa. Huge part of Dress Rosa. And Punk has it, that whole thing.
He kind of fought the biggest burger out of the Donquixote family.
Senior Pink is a bigger burger than Loud G.
I'm about to say Senior Pink was not a burger.
Loud G.
Let's be real.
He was bottom 3. Hold on.
Whoa,
Senior Pink.
We gotta pull up the hierarchy.
First off, his fruit is burger crazy. Like that's pretty not. That's a bad fruit. I'm not.
I gotta disagree with you. I gotta disagree with you.
It's mid. It's mid. It's very situational.
If you a hockey man for real and you got the swim fruit,
that okay.
If you actually have hands for real, and you got the swim fruit,
very situational.
That's but to me, that's anybody. That's anybody. If I gave Sanji, the swim fruit, is that not an issue?
Sanji's an issue without it though.
But if I gave it to him, that's what I'm saying. I give him the swim fruit.
I think he kind of it makes him worse, honestly. You kind of take away from his strength, which is going aerial. You know what I mean? Like you put him.
If I'm him, I'm flying into the air mad high. I'm kicking you down into the fucking dirt, and we going for a swim, buddy. I'm kicking you into the earth, and now you swimming, dog. It's over. Drowning your ass. I'm going crazy on you.
If he can swim through the air, I'll give you that. If he can swim through like clouds and shit, then you got me. But I just feel like him swimming is just you're using your legs for the wrong thing. You know what I mean? Like could be kicking niggas.
I feel like in theory the fruit is a lot better than it was utilized. I'll say that. Because all he was really doing was swimming underground and then German suplexing somebody underground. Like it wasn't.
The fight itself was very unserious. That's a very unserious fight.
Like it wasn't really.
There wasn't boxing for it. The niggas was having a punch off.
I got the members of the Donquixote family here. Senior Pink is nowhere near the bottom. Yeah, not in the top either.
Nowhere near. About to say he's not near the top at all.
He's top 5.
Top 5?
I don't know about top 5.
Top 5.
I don't know about that one. Like, so let's go through it, right? We got Treble, right? Diamante, Pika. Easy top 3.
I'd put
right?
Pika in the top 5. Yeah. Diamante, Pika, you could put them in the top 5 somewhere.
Treble's definitely top 5. He's a commander.
Treble,
top 5.
All the executives.
But he's not a fighter for real. Like,
I'm not going to say all the executives because technically Virgo's an executive and he's a burger.
Do you think Virgo was a burger for real?
Yes.
Like a genuine burger?
Yes.
I think he was mediocre.
Virgo's one of those niggas that gets killed by like a random farmer too. He's in like that T-bone category for me.
Dog, he was putting Smoker in the blender. I don't know. I don't even think
great.
I don't think Smoker is. He's a vice admiral. He's a vice admiral. I'm not saying he's strong. I'm not saying he's like that. But to put a vice admiral in the blender like that, the way he was putting him in the blender, he's not a bum. He's not a bum. That's all I'm saying. He's not.
I'll give Virgo 4 then. Fine, fair enough.
Yeah, Virgo would be 4 to me.
5th is by far Sugar then.
Yeah. It's a really
if you know her ability. If you know her ability, it's
doesn't she know like Fishman karate or some shit? Like wasn't she?
Nah, she's buns without that ability.
She got some sort of hand-to-hand combat she was taught, but you know.
I'd say she was jumping around and shit when she was doing a little fight and she's like tapping people to turn them into toys, but she wasn't like scrapping. I get that.
She's buns. I wouldn't put her above. Who's after her? Who's the next? Because I don't.
Gladius.
Who's Gladius?
The explosion dude.
Yeah.
The dude. Yeah, I think he's actually in the top 5. I think if explosions were like
personally.
I don't love him. I don't love him.
Yeah.
I don't love his ability. It's
And
Who
very,
did he fight? Cavendish? Who did he fight again?
no, he fought Bartolomeo, I think.
Yeah.
He fought
Oh, that
Bartolomeo.
was a poor matchup.
I
I think
mean,
Bartolomeo was like
I think
100
it was a
million.
pretty even matchup, honestly.
Because
All offense
Bart
versus
is
all
kind of
defense.
garbage.
You're right, and Bart doesn't use his devil fruit right. So
That's a bad L on your record. I'm not gonna lie.
and then right behind them two is the boy Senior Pink. So
I think
unless y'all
Senior
saying
Pink-
Senior Pink is top 5,
I think Senior Pink is above Gladius, and I think
is he above Sugar?
if I had to take them in a fight, if I had to have them fight, yeah, if I had to have them fight, yeah, Senior Pink top 5.
I can give you some other names too.
I don't need
Giola, the art lady. She was a burger though. She lost to Nami.
She lost to Chopper and Nami. It was a bad one.
You're irrelevant if you lose to them two. Violent, but Violet doesn't really count.
She don't
right?
count. Yeah.
She don't really count.
Yeah, no.
We already spoke about Lao G, but I mean
Buns.
Buns.
Dillinger, the sharkfish kid,
also
a burger. I mean,
long leg kid. Yeah, he wasn't doing much.
Macavice, the ton fruit.
Honestly,
Buns.
Honestly, he fought a giant, bro.
That nigga's retarded, bro. He's stupid.
Wait. You said you used the giant as your argument?
That's terrible.
You know how I feel about them giants. Them niggas is pussy on paper. Them niggas is all hype. They all gas. That's it. That's all the Giants are. We ain't seen the Giants put no real work yet on screen. If we're keeping it above, Giants ain't putting no real work on screen.
Dorian Broggy pulled up with that work. What do you mean, man?
What do you mean they pulled up?
Dorian Broggy
beat a beaten crew.
Nah. I'm talking about on the board stage.
That's crazy.
They smacked back the board. They smacked the board back when they pulled up. They pulled up, smacked them back.
I ain't gonna front.
While he was charging.
While he was charging on it.
They jumped in front of the board. The board jumped back. They also jumped back.
Nah.
They blow back on both sides.
Nah.
They gotta keep the fuck. The panel had both the board going this way.
They were shoving around the board. They were shoving around the giant worm.
That's what I'm saying.
The giant worm is nothing more than a giant burger.
That's the gourd say. I'm not hearing it. They pulled up. They started doing fucking wrestling moves on these niggas, man.
And did no damage.
Because they immortal. These niggas are fucking them. Luffy hurt his hand hitting these niggas. Like, it was crazy. That's how I know these niggas are different. Like, they're different.
They did no damage. No real pain was done. The Giants are really, really, really strong against nobody's. Like, if you don't, I feel like if you have hockey or devil fruit, you really shouldn't be worried about a giant.
Elbaf about to show us. I feel like we about to see some crazy giant shit on Elbaf. We about to see some crazy giant shit.
I hope so.
I think
if we see some elite giant warriors put in work, I will gladly take all this back. But for right now, it's a lot of hype behind the name. I'm just keeping it above.
How y'all feel about Loki? Like, do y'all think he's gonna be like?
I think he's gonna be nice.
You think he's gonna be? I think he might be a bitch. I'm not gonna lie. I think he might be a bitch. I think he might be a bitch.
Yeah, I call me a hater. That's crazy.
I think I'm not. It's not even like I have any ties to this nigga or I care. I'm not invested.
Yeah.
I think he just might be a bitch. It's just because what happened with the Big Mom shit? He wanted to marry Lola. First of all, bad taste. I don't know what to say. First of all, not to be
his skills for his
not to be disrespectful. Have y'all seen Curb Your Enthusiasm? There was an episode where fucking Larry, he's like, yeah, man, I
got my finger on the button. He's about to go
like,
too far.
I choose my doctors, like I choose my lawyers based on like their wives. Like if their wives are ugly, then I know they're like a man of good character. So like he goes around and like if this guy has a picture of his wife and she's like beautiful, he's like, nah, I can't trust you because you only go for like, attractive things like good looks and shit like that. So he's like, if you have if you have an ugly wife, you're a man of great character. So this guy, he's great character. He's a great character. He's a
fantastic leader.
Right.
Don't know if I could trust him. Don't know if I could trust him personally. I feel like I'm the opposite way. I'm opposite.
It's just how they're gonna
I feel like Loki's gonna be a problem. I think when Loki pulls up, he's gonna be a true issue amongst the giants.
What do you think? What do you think his like abilities are gonna be? Like, you
I
think he's gonna have a
first
devil
giant
fruit?
with a devil fruit. Yep, I think he's the first one we see with a devil fruit.
What do you really? You think he's got some kind of like trickery shit, like just to be like?
I think
Trick know me.
because it's like Oda, I think he'll be funny. I'm not even gonna acknowledge the trick.
There's several directions that could go.
I'll pay your rent. I'm paying your rent.
He's just randomly going around to different islands, just changing people's lives. Just for no reason. Hold my hand. I'm gonna wire you 1.7 million berries tonight. I can save you.
That's a crazy way to move, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
That's his fruit.
That's a wild way to operate.
That's his fruit. Yeah.
I think he's gonna have a
stability.
Fruit.
Yeah. So the
I think
speed fruit.
Speed fruit. I think just like how what's this guy name? From Blackbeard's crew has the strength one.
Yeah.
Vegabunk had the brain one, the mind one.
Yeah.
I think there's since we're in the realm of like, characteristics and traits and shit like that, I think we can get a speed one. I think somebody wanted to be the fastest being in existence.
That would be crazy if you got the speed fruit. Big ass
and it's giant. Light and the speed fruit is crazy.
Which one would you think would be crazier though?
The light fruit.
In terms of actual speed, but it's supposed to be speed. So it's like, couldn't it achieve light speed? Like that's it's theoretically, like if that's supposed to be
I think an awakened speed fruit user can light speed kick niggas. Just saying. And imagine if it's coming from a giant with some hockey on the foot. Just saying.
So I think the Giants do use hockey. I think they're kind of like the what do you call it? The Amazons from the Kuja from Lily, where they just kind of imbue it in their weapons and we don't see it for whatever reason. Like it's the invisible shit that Rayleigh was talking about.
I can see that.
I think they do imbue it in their weapons, and some of them are just burgers. I agree. I do think some of them are just burgers. Like I was saying it from way back. I'm the one who I think started the fucking in my opinion why I hate Haruden. I think he's a burger. That nigga's he's an asshole. Like he sucked. He sucked.
Yeah,
he's
a fodder killer. But I think all giants are just fodder killers, which puts them on superiority. Hockey. I mean, for about 80% of the planet, 70% of the planet.
I would say 80. I would even push it to 80 because most people not gonna be able to do anything. Like if you don't have hockey, even if you do have hockey, like most people's hockey isn't good enough. Hockey. Yeah. You have to have like pretty good hockey to be able to like withstand the giant
you think
kicker.
Virgo level hockey beats a giant?
I'd say so.
A giant?
Yeah, like can Virgo beat a giant?
I don't think he's strong enough to, because it's like I feel like is he jumping up to the giant like Luffy did and then punching him in the face?
He did. He wasn't he using Skywalk?
Skywalk, yeah.
It's like he jumps up to the giant, knocks him out. I don't know.
It'd be the same thing as Bello Betty, like doing it. What's not Bello Betty? What was it? The Vice Admiral that?
I was to say Bello Betty beating a giant is fucking crazy.
Yeah, that was nuts. But there was a Vice Admiral. It was Dahl. There we go. Dahl fucking jumping up there and knocking out giants. Like
that's true. Dahl was big.
I would put
snuffing people. Word.
I'd put what's his
Virgo. That Virgo level. Yeah, I mean he was a Vice Admiral. He was a Vice Admiral. So
yeah.
Put him on that list.
But it would have to be a regular giant. I still see him getting folded by Dory and Brogy.
Yeah, I don't think he's able to do much against Dory and Brogy. I think they're that strong.
I think they're like official warrior giant type like leaders.
Yeah,
I don't think they're the strongest though. I think when we go back, there's going to be a few giants that are going to be just.
I think Saul is stronger than both of them. I think if we ever got to see Saul's hands for real, yeah. I think.
Because he has hockey, most likely Vice Admiral.
He was a Vice Admiral, yeah. So he had to have hockey.
That's interesting.
Well, all of the Giants are technically Vice Admirals. The Giant squad is full of Vice Admirals.
That is true. You think they just have them on that level because they're Giants, or do you think they have?
Yeah, maybe their natural strength outweighs like base level hockey. I can see that because it is just like moving like a 3-ton mountain at you. No matter how you slice it, like,
if they kicking you, it's still crazy regardless. Like, you probably
it's
out the
nuts.
way. Yeah, I think that's fair enough. I just think there's more giants that are impressive. Maybe they're part of Loki's guard or some shit like that. I think there's just more giants that are
like
impressive.
Some royal guard, elite guard of giants. I can
some
see
shit
that.
like that. Yeah, or like there's ones that are just out there that are just, maybe they just wilding out. They doing whatever they do.
I think
like you said before,
gets on any giant that like steps out too far. I think
for sure,
they take like priority. Yeah, because you don't want a giant getting too strong.
You don't want the giants to have a crew. Like if you see like one giant with another giant, you probably want to address that. You probably want to make sure they're not forming a union or something. Yeah, they're not doing something over there.
Hey, them niggas unionizing over there?
What they thinking? Like I don't need that.
Buster call.
But they're talking Buster Call.
Or dropping it immediately.
Sir, 4 giants are talking on that island. Buster call it immediately.
Take it out.
Get rid of it.
Out. Yeah.
Get rid of it.
Why'd you even tell me? You should have just
beam it up for us, please. Ian.
Right.
Little spread thing.
You get my marker out.
When y'all see that, y'all got the authority. You don't gotta ask me. Just do it.
Right.
Just do the shit.
They got their own map. Ready for that?
Yeah. They just all right.
They draw a summoning circle. The map comes out the circle.
Yeah.
You're the reasoning. Giants here, nigga.
It's more than one. They gotta go.
I don't think they want to see. I think what the government really wants, or really doesn't want, rather, is for the giants to start interfering with other races. That's what I think they're really afraid of. Like if the giants start telling other races, like, "Hey, come back to Elbaf. Hey, come, let's." They don't want that. They don't want that. The giants interacting with the fishermen. They don't want
the influence.
They don't want that. Yeah, they don't want no part of that.
Yeah, I don't understand why the world government didn't just do. I don't understand a lot of things that the world government does, but I especially don't understand why they just allowed Elbaf to just exist.
They can't. I don't think they could really approach it strategically. Like I think they would have to genuinely blow it off the map.
The moment Akainu can do what he can do to Punk Hazard, you're all of the admirals and some god knights. We're gonna send a Gorosei. Let's just wipe this area out.
But then they're vulnerable. I think they look at it like whenever they move too much power, they do become that much more vulnerable at their base, which is true. Like if they ever get assaulted, how they did at Marineford, whenever there's 2 admirals missing, it is probably not looking good. Like if for whatever reason,
don't telegraph that you're having a major conflict in one area and just pop up in the middle of the night and just do it. Like,
but most of the Yonko know. Most of the Yonko, if they know, like they have an awareness or like an information network. It seems like where
that's because the world government is incompetent. You think the U.S. is just letting secrets just leak like that to random niggas? You think countries is just not even Canada? There's no countries that's just letting it just secrets just all loosey goosey like that.
I'll be real with you.
I'm not gonna hold you. You know who our last president was, bro. I'm not gonna hold you.
And what he did?
Documents at the crib with Iranian leaders, bro.
Listen, even beyond that, I think that there are leaks. What I think I'll never underestimate is the human need to be able to, I guess, point out a problem in a system. Whenever there's an issue, regardless of how long it takes to come out in like a corporation or like an entity or some shit like that, there's gonna be a whistleblower or some shit like that. There's gonna be somebody to reveal some kind of information. I just don't think that shit like that stays.
But here's the difference, right? The difference between our world and the One Piece world is that in our world, niggas don't have superpowers, right? You can't just magically up and vanish a nigga, right? There is public outcry. You're gonna go and shoot up a building. People are gonna hear it. People are gonna know there's mad cameras. People are gonna see it. There's gonna be an outcry over it. In the One Piece world, there's none of that. Niggas didn't even know a whole island got unexisted. People didn't even know. Their own neighbors was just like, "Wait, what? LaLucia is gone. Go check that right now." What you mean?
I was just there last week.
Like, I just seen them at the Reverie. What you mean they're gone? Like, that don't even add up. So I feel like in the One Piece world, they can take a lot more liberties and just do a better job of tying up their loose ends.
I think that does apply for the most case outside of dealing with the Yonko. If there's a situation that's going on where the Navy are moving it seems like all the time the Yonko are aware of that shit. Like they be aware of whatever kind of conflict is going on with other Yonko. They be aware of whatever the Navy is gonna do whenever they move, whenever they got some shit going on. Like Shanks was already there at Wano, prepared. He knew the Navy was coming. Like it wasn't even a thing. And nigga left after that shit. Like I just think that the government, it's not that they can't do a good job hiding it. I just think when you're dealing with the top tier of the One Piece, at least in the One Piece world, and the way shit moves, I think it's kind of impossible for information to get.
Are the Yonkos individually stronger than the world government?
No, not at all. But the world government has a lot to lose fucking with Yonkos. A lot to lose.
I mean,
their power isn't exactly like replaceable, whereas pirates are in a constant flux. So if you fuck around with Shanks, you're gonna lose a lot of niggas. And now, Blackbeard heard about it. Now you gotta deal with Blackbeard now. Luffy heard about it. Like you feel me? Like it's the potential for like a war on that level. They're not prepared for.
See, but here's my issue with that. Right? That's all true. That's all true, and that's fine. But that already exists with them existing. You know what I mean? The world moves because the Yonkos do shit. The world only changes when 5 people do shit, and that's the Yonkos and the world government. Even the Shikibukai didn't move shit as much as these 5 people. Like, I know the Shikibukai is supposed to be the third great source, the third great power, but in reality, it was the world government and the Yonko, and it's those 2 forces, right? They do more harm than good, allowing. Maybe not Shanks, because Shanks is keeping the status quo. But allowing Big Mom or Kaido more specifically. I think Kaido was the most dangerous of them.
But they were benefiting from Kaido too. They was getting deals out of Kaido. They was getting sea stone out of Wano and shit like that. They was pumping weapons into Wano. So they was benefiting off that shit.
This is the difference, right? This is the difference between the Eagle. I'm gonna call Uncle Sam the Eagle now. The Eagle and the world government, right? The Eagle would have just straight up annexed the whole country years ago. Annex the country, fuck however resources it takes, fuck how much it costs us, fuck who we lose. The end game, the end goal, which is the Sea Prism Stone, which is more valuable than these fodder troops that we're gonna lose anyway. Fuck it. The risk outweighs the reward. Let's just do it.
I don't think they would have been able to though. That's the problem. The thing is, they would have had to send in 2 admirals to deal with Kaido. You send in 2 admirals to deal with Kaido, then you have 1 admiral back at your base. Now everybody knows, even if you say you beat Kaido, you lose an admiral, and y'all coming back. Everybody knows that your base is open. They're gonna go destroy it. Another Yonko could come now and then destroy and defeat just 1 admiral by themselves.
You still got prisoners and impelled down too, so there's a motive to pull up. Like you got multiple crewmate,
again,
you got
I'm handling things way different. Level 6 doesn't exist if I'm me. If I'm like, there's no reason to keep y'all alive. There really is none. If I'm keeping it up. If I need your DNA to make more seraphims, let's just get some sample of that blood, put that shit in the refrigerator, and call it a day. Like, we don't need y'all live and around, right? And if we do, I'll find some new generation niggas that's stronger than y'all. Who cares? Like, I don't need y'all around because look what happens. Now Blackbeard has a bunch of threats. Like, Blackbeard made himself a much bigger issue by taking what Shaka and Finn's job.
Right.
So
yeah,
I just
he kind of left with the bag.
He left with the bag. Just finish them, right? I'm getting rid of all of level 6. I'm not worried about them. At the moment, because you know what type of guy Kaido is. You know what type of guy Kaido is after like year 2 of Kaido. They're like, all right, he's looking for a good fight. You draw him out and you jump that nigga. 3 admirals and a god knight, don't even fuck around with him. Hey, maybe send out a Gorosei and 2 admirals. Don't fuck around with them. That's the key. If you approach it seriously from the jump, you can stop this all from being a headache and a problem to begin with,
right? And
snuff them out. But y'all want to play around with it? Let's send 1 admiral, see how it goes. Oh, we lost an admiral. Now I know I need 2 admirals at least to beat him. Like, you waste some time and resources. Just do it. Just overkill from the jump. You don't have nothing to worry about.
If I'm being real, I think if the Yonko were active, I think they'd be even bigger threats. Like, if they were actively outside, if they were actually moving, because they weren't moving. Like, Kaido wasn't moving. Big Mom wasn't really moving. Shanks wasn't moving at all. Whitebeard wasn't doing shit. Like they were kind of just existing, holding shit up. If they were actually moving, I don't think the government would be able to really manage all the threats at all.
Whitebeard and Shanks, I feel like Big Mom and Kaido were moving and they got stagnated by Whitebeard and Shanks. I feel like those two specifically became just barriers for them, just in general, and made it so that they couldn't move, so that they stalemated each other.
I don't think Shanks was doing shit at all. It seems like Shanks has been chilling for the last like 8 years. Like it seems like he's just been like posted up. Whatever he did to become a Yonko seems to be like the last like real thing that he did to be elevated on that status, and he's just been chilling there. Because whenever he got up, he said, "All right, it's time to chase the One Piece. Like now it's time. Enough chilling. Enough of this island drinking and shit like that. Let's go and do what we was gonna set out to do in the first place." And Whitebeard too. This nigga was just sick. Like this nigga was just floating on the ocean with his family. Whitebeard already accomplished his goal. This nigga wasn't looking for nothing. Like this nigga, he already had his family. He was on the ocean. He was chilling. Like I don't think he was interfering with anything. I think he was just a threat because he was a relic from the old era type shit. But I just genuinely don't think Kaido was doing shit. I think he was in Wano. He was drinking. He had the production going. He had his slaves. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think whenever some shit shook outside that looked interesting, he might have went to go check it out. Like he was gonna come to Marineford because it seemed crazy. Like he was like, I bet this seems like it's gonna be cool type shit. I'm gonna come and see what's happening. But I think he was just chilling. And Big Mom too. I know her ass wasn't doing nothing. She was just sending people out
at all.
to do
just throwing
shit.
pity parties.
She wasn't doing nothing. Like she wasn't doing anything. These niggas wasn't doing anything.
On a 40-year vacation, vibing.
Mm-hmm.
Kaido was trying to make the biggest war. I don't know how he thought that was gonna bring him to One Piece, but that's what he was. That was his whole goal. It seemed like trying to make the biggest war happen.
I think that's something to do with the One Piece. I think the biggest war that ever happened needs to happen first before the One Piece can be achieved.
I agree with that. I think there's gonna be a major world changing. I think that's the battle royale shit that we was talking about, where it's just a culmination of everybody getting together and they boxing. But I wonder what the purpose of him doing that shit was. Like, I think he did know to a degree. I think some of the ancient races or some people from certain, areas, or even people who was captured by the world government, they were just around these other races and they're hearing the stories of Nika and shit like that. I think they had a certain perspective of what needed to be fulfilled to have certain shit happen, or like what needed to happen to make like the world a better place, possibly. Or maybe just to change the world. Maybe not even make it a better place, just change it.
Right.
I can see that.
Yeah, I don't think Kaido wanted a better place. I think he just wanted to.
He just knew the steps.
He knew the steps to box with impunity. That's all it was. Like,
yeah,
that's all he wanted. That's all he wanted.
Yeah. Dwindle him down.
Doing the most. Step one. That's it, man.
Do the absolute most. All right. I think this is a good point then. I think we can let us know what your thoughts are. Everything we spoke about today. Let us know who y'all think has the hardest goal. Again, it looks like we all agree it's freedom.
Yeah, I don't know.
But, let us know if y'all see things differently. I'm not gonna lie. If somebody comes at me on Twitter and says Hokage, I'm just blocking you. I'm not even engaging. I'm not engaging. You don't got it.
It's not Hokage.
If you say be the strongest, I'm not going to shit on you immediately. I'm going to hear you out. My truce with Dragon Ball fans is still in effect. We still good. All right?
I am not listening. I don't want to hear that.
That gentleman up there, that is not me.
I'll put him in
He's not listening.
But
I'll hear your argument out. I don't think he's top 3. Personally,
I think he could slide. I think he could slide. I think he could slide potentially, depending on how you look at it. But
yeah, because you're fighting gods after a certain while. Like you got to be stronger than the concept of destruction, like the cycle of the universal rebirth, and that's crazy.
It's crazy. It's getting kind of stupid now. It's getting kind of crazy.
But let us know what you think. Make sure y'all like, share, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch y'all next week.